players, roommates, and rivals, only one will come out on top.
Will you help me?
I will not be helping you.
And now, Studio 7.
Good evening, and welcome to Studio 7. You're about to be examined in a sequence of rounds that will explore your command of contemporary knowledge and your powers of memorization and recall. Tonight's winner will be the one who remains the coolest, calmest, and competes most strategically under tremendous pressure. Each of you wears a silver ring around your neck, a single ring from a chain which connects each of you to each other. At a critical moment tonight, you may remove that ring in order to ask one of your fellow players for help. From all over the country, the 7 of you have come to New York City. You've lived in luxury with your opponents for 1 week. You've studied intensely, you've formed friendships and rivalries, and I'm sure you think you've figured each other out. But remember, only the last player standing wins $77,000. And whatever alliances you might have made, when it comes down to money, who can you truly trust? To your pods. The game will be played in 6 rounds. The first 3 rounds will test your command of contemporary knowledge, the news, politics, sports, and popular culture of the 21st century, the year 2004, and the last 30 days. The few of you who advance to rounds 4, 5, and 6 will then have to prove your mastery of the specialized subject, the memorization challenge, and the most recent events, the events of the last 7 days. But first, you have to make it through round 1, in which we'll test your knowledge of the 21st century. The order to this round has been randomly determined. Player number 4, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. Your name?
Erin Medley.
Age?
22.
Place of residence?
Paterson, New Jersey.
People think that Paterson is a place where there are a lot of poor minorities who lack any sort of drive. It made me want to go to college and say, yeah, I'm from Paterson. And?
Erin, on January 1st, 2002, which new currency made its debut as the official legal tender of 12 European nations?
I would like to answer the question. The euro.
Player number 5, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
College is where I honed the skill of being emotionally detached. Nothing is off limit. I think it's funny to make people think that I'm this cruel-hearted person. I just want to push that limit.
Your name?
Craig Phillips.
Age?
22.
Place of residence?
Los Angeles, California.
Craig, in 2002, what former president known for his work with the organization Habitat for Humanity won the Nobel Peace Prize?
I would like to answer the question. Jimmy Carter.
Player number 3, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I feel that I'm a trusting person, and I think that I exude that. I can't rule out the fact that I might take advantage of someone's trust if it means taking home a whole bunch of money or keeping some ethics intact. Then I think I might be opting for the money.
Dave, in May 2002, it was announced that Brian Williams will succeed which longtime NBC nightly news anchor who will step down following the 2004 election?
I would like to answer the question. Tom Brokaw.
Player number 7, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I don't think I'm so much afraid of failure as I am of being insignificant. I am a little quirky for a 19-year-old. There have been rough stretches in my life. I lost my father at 14 years old. My mother just lost her job, and I don't know how I'm going to pay for next year of college.
Nick, in 2003's School of Rock, what job does Jack Black's character fake his way into in order to earn rent money?
I would like to answer the question. Substitute teacher.
Player number 1, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
Honesty is important to me, and I'm honest with people. So when people just blatantly lie to me, that is the number one thing that'll make me mad. I'm trying not to think just about winning the money right now, but I'm going there to win. And if I make some good friends along the way, that's even better.
In November 2003, which late-night TV talk show host became a father for the first time when his girlfriend gave birth to a baby boy named Harry?
I would like to answer the question. David Letterman.
Player number 6.
People's first impressions of me could be a whole array of things. They could see that I'm a hardworking basketball player. They could see the MIT math nerd. I've never been a big fan of the first impression. People are a whole lot deeper than 10 seconds.
Sarah, in June 2001, who was re-elected in a landslide victory as British Prime Minister?
I'd like to answer the question. Tony Blair.
Player number 2.
I'm from Morristown, Tennessee, and I was a senior in high school when I knew that I wanted to definitely live in New York. I was planning on going on to med school and doing pediatrics, but I'm doing modeling now. I use it to pay for school because I know that when it's over, I don't want to just be stuck working at local supermarket.
Eric, in December 2003, which preacher and Democratic presidential candidate hosted Saturday Night Live?
I would like to answer the question, please. Jesse Jackson.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Al Sharpton. Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate.
My biggest fear is that I'll be one of the first people out. I just will be really disappointed if I don't make it through the rounds where I've studied for really hard.
Aaron, at the end of August 2001, President Bush returned to D.C. after spending nearly a month at his ranch, which is located in which Texas town?
I would like to answer the question. Beaumont.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer is Crawford. Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate. So 2 players, Erica and Aaron, have failed to answer their question correctly. It's now down to you, the remaining 5 players, to decide who stays or who goes. Nick, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
When I saw that they had elements in this game of voting off people who are on the block, that puts a lot of pressure on you. Because not only do you have to not get those questions wrong, you also have to make sure that your opponents do not perceive you as a major threat.
Nick, take a moment here. Who do you want to eliminate from contention for the guaranteed $77,000 prize that will be presented at the end of the evening?
Erica, I do believe that Aaron is the stronger of the 2 of you. For the sake of strategy, Aaron, I have to vote you off.
We have 1 vote against Aaron. Sarah, take a moment, look directly at your fellow players, and tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
I'm going to have to play strategically. I want as many people in the game that I can still trust asking for help. So I'm going to have to vote against Erica.
Now we're tied. 1 vote against Aaron, 1 vote against Erica. Craig, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
When I first walked into the house, I told everyone that I was from Patterson. Craig said, "Oh, so you're going to keep it street." And I was like, what does that mean? So I didn't like him, off the bat.
Craig, take a moment, look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
The first time I met you, when we watched TV together, you absolutely petrified me with how much you knew. My answer's pretty clear. I'm going to vote against Aaron.
Aaron, it's on the line for you now. Dave, please exit your pod. Dave, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
I've only seen one of you with a giant stack of 3x5 cards, which is incredibly intimidating, and I will miss you, but I'm voting for Aaron.
Aaron, you're eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation. Erica, you may return to your pod and rejoin your fellow competitors.
I was so mad walking out that I lost in the first round. But I didn't know the answer, and I didn't trust anybody to give me the correct answer. I heard the bell and I thought, I'm about to go sit next to Erica. Who would vote Erica out over me? Erica's had the voice the whole time, and I knew I was gone. I didn't even have to wait for the voting.
I, for one, have pretty much decided that I will not be helping anyone.
Remember when I said I didn't like Craig very much?
You better watch it, because if he slips up at all in any of the first 3 rounds, gone.
I just don't know about his stability.
I'm playing the part where I really don't know Jack. And I think it's working.
And now, there are 6 of you. Sarah, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. The first round tested your knowledge of the 21st century. The next round will test your knowledge of the events of just this year, 2004. All of you are still wearing your silver rings. That means you do have the opportunity to ask for help. Sarah, in March, what government agency's official website began running a recruitment video starring Jennifer Garner?
I'd like to use my ring.
Sarah asked me if I would answer her if she used her ring and asked me a question.
It seems to me that there are alliances forming in the room.
You know, you group off in a house where there's 7 people together.
My gut response was to just say, no, I'm not going to help you.
Within the first few rounds, a lot of it's going to come down to personal relationships.
Who would you like to ask for help?
Brandon?
Please remove your ring and discard it into the pool of the 7.
Just gonna keep it simple. Brandon, can you help me?
Yeah, I'll help you out. I think it's the CIA.
I'd like to answer the question. The CIA?
Nick, in March 2004, 6 of the voice actors for what long-running animated comedy series went on strike demanding higher pay?
I would like to ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
Dave.
Nick, please remove your ring and discard it into the pool of the 7.
I don't think that there's a person in the house that might provide someone with a wrong answer.
If anybody asks me for help, I'm not going to give them the right answer.
There's really no need to lie about something. If you don't want to give an answer, you could just as easily say, I don't know.
Dave, I know that deep down you are a good man and a good friend. Will you help me?
Nick, I feel that you're a very worthy competitor. And we both decided that the person who deserves to win this is the one who knows the answers. And for that reason, I will not be helping you.
Well played. In that case, I would like to answer the question. The Simpsons.
I was shocked that Nick asked me for help to a question that he knew the answer to, and I felt that perhaps he was doing it just to gauge what my reaction might be. I really can't say why.
Brandon, the 2004 film Control Room is a documentary centered on the operations of what Qatar-based Arabic news network?
I'd like to ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
I'd like to ask Dave.
You may
I knew that Sarah or Erica would help me, but I didn't think they'd know the answer. So that left Craig and Dave. I'm friends with both of them, but I knew asking Craig anything was pointless. Dave, if you could help me out, that'd be great.
Brandon, over the past few days, I mean, we've had some great times, and I think you're an amazing person. I think it's been made quite apparent I'm pretty much not a good person to ask for help, and because of that, I'm not going to be helping you either.
I'd like to answer the question. Al Jazeera.
Craig, on May 17th, what New England state became the first to legalize same-sex marriages?
I would like to answer the question. Massachusetts.
Erica, April 17th marked the premiere of Never Scared, the fourth HBO comedy special from what comedian who Entertainment Weekly picked as the funniest man in America?
I would like to use my ring, please.
Who would you like to ask for help?
Brandon.
Erica, please remove your ring and discard it into the pool of the seven.
Brandon and I said that it was okay if I could ask him a question. We made that pact before the show, so I'm hoping that he'll stick with it and give me the answer if he knows it.
I'm going to guess it's Chris Rock.
Okay, thanks. I would like to answer the question. Chris Rock.
Sarah, in April of this year, a Swedish news service erroneously reported that the founder of what multinational home furnishing company had surpassed Bill Gates as the world's richest man.
Walmart.
Sarah, that's incorrect. The correct answer is IKEA. Please proceed to the block, where you'll await your fate. Dave, in February, grocery store workers in what state ended their 5-month-long strike against supermarket giants Safeway, Kroger, and Albertsons?
I pretty much don't have a ring right now. I think that's apparent to everyone.
It'd be fun to see what happened, though.
Well, we got it. Let's use it. I'm going to go ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
I'm going to repay the favor to Brandon.
Then remove your ring and discard it into the pool of the seven.
Brandon, I've often heard you say that an eye for an eye leads to a world of blindness. And I wanted to find out if you were a man of your word and if you would help me.
I think it's funny that I've never actually said that. You know you're my boy, Dave, but I'm not going to be able to help you out this time. But I do know the answer. I do know.
I would like to answer the question. Illinois.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is California. Please proceed to the block. You'll await your fate. 2 players have failed to answer their question correctly. It's now down to the remaining 4 players to decide who stays and who goes. So, Brandon, Erica, Craig, and Nick, which of your opponents, Sarah or Dave, do you fear the most? Brandon.
Brandon came in saying it's probably in your own best interest to cut away the strongest link.
I'd rather be the one everyone thinks she doesn't know her stuff. I want to go head-to-head with her. And I think that's what's going to help me.
Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
Dave, you were my study buddy. You know, we hung out a lot. But, Dave, you're definitely a threat, so I got to go with Dave.
1 vote against Dave. Craig, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
So what happened, Dave? We talked a lot about who was going to be in the finals, and you really thought it was going to be you and me. The funny thing is, I might have actually helped you had you chosen me.
Might have.
Might
It's
have.
a very nice
Yeah.
word.
You'll never know, so I'm voting you out.
Let's see what Nick has to say.
As a friend, this is a hard decision. As a competitor, it's a no-brainer. Dave, I really have no choice but to vote you off. I have to drop the guillotine on you.
Dave,
Yes.
you're eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Sarah, you may return to your pod and rejoin your fellow competitors.
I was shocked and disappointed to go down in the second round. I sat down at the block and I pretty much just made sure my shoelaces were tight because I knew I'd be walking.
At first, I thought it was going to be ecstatic because my main competitor was out of the game.
I would be most upset if I lost to Craig.
As the game went on, I was more afraid of Nick.
If Craig ends up on the block, I think that everyone will vote him out immediately. I would.
And now, there are just 5 of you.
Party can begin.
It's not like any other game show because it brings people together. They didn't just meet backstage.
This is the girls' room, right?
The boys' room.
I don't know how to work a dishwasher.
The dynamic is so weird. Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's quizzing each other.
And then you try to figure out your opponents.
I fell right into it.
So you go in kind of already knowing the people that you're going to be against.
Now you got. You want to form an alliance?
All right, sure. I don't know if I trust you, though. My strategy has definitely changed since I got into the house.
Living together, living on top of each other, will affect the game.
Nick, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. We've tested your knowledge of the 21st century and the year 2004. Now we're going to narrow our focus to more recent events, the events of the last 30 days. Let us proceed. Nick, from June 8th to 10th, world leaders attended the G8 summit on a small resort island. In what U.S. state?
I would like to answer the question. Georgia.
Once I got into the house, I realized that these people weren't pushovers.
Everybody knows their stuff. And I was pretty intimidated at first.
There's people not liking certain people.
When you lose, you'll be sorry you said that.
Big part of my game is intimidation.
Nick is a little full of himself.
Wait till the game show. That's all I have to say.
He thinks he knows everything.
I'll have you know I'm not impressed.
I don't like Nick too much, and I like Craig a lot.
I told Craig that he was very insecure.
But I would also pull him off really quick, too.
Craig, on May 30th, thousands of people in Hong Kong marched to mark the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square protests, which took place in 1989. In what country?
I would like to answer the question. China.
Eric, on Saturday, June 5th, what horse, this year's winner of the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, could have been the first Triple Crown champion in 26 years if he had won the Belmont Stakes?
I don't know anything about the champion horse thing, so I'm just going to say a popular horse named Lightning.
Surprisingly, that's wrong. Correct answer is Smarty Jones. You're familiar with the block?
Yeah.
You'll await your fate there. Sarah, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. Sarah, on June 15th, Sex and the City premiered on what commercial TV network, minus some of the sex?
I'd like to answer the question. TBS.
Brandon, on June 10th, officials at a California laboratory announced that due to a shipping mistake, at least 6 researchers had been exposed accidentally to what deadly bacteria?
I would like to answer the question. Ebola.
Brandon, that's incorrect. The correct answer is anthrax. Please proceed to the block. Join Erica there. You'll await your fate. Craig, Sarah, and Nick, consider your options here. Sarah, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
Sarah is the quiet one, and I knew that you had to watch out for the quiet ones, and none of us have been able to place her all week.
Look directly at your fellow players and tell us who you'd like to eliminate and why.
Just throughout the week, it seems to me that I have a better shot competing against Brandon than against you, Erica, so I'm going to have to vote you off.
Nick.
So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Brandon, I consider you the stronger of the 2 competitors, and therefore I have to vote you off.
1 vote each. It comes down to Craig.
No one has built such a strong relationship where they're going to be like, you know, he's a really great guy, and like, I'm going to save him because I want him in this game. It's just not going to happen. This is actually a tad bit difficult because we were the only three who went out at night and actually attempted to have a social life. So it made me think a little harder, but not that much. Brandon, I got to vote you off, man.
Brandon, thank you for your participation. You've been eliminated. Eric, I don't know if you're just lucky or if you're playing brilliant strategy, but you're back in the game. Please return to your pod.
Erica, a lot of people think she's really dumb and ditzy, so they would much rather go against her later. So I knew right away that I was out.
And now there are just 4 of you. One of you takes home $77,000 tonight. The next round will test your knowledge of the specialized subject that was assigned to you at the beginning of the week. You've been given materials instructing you on fine dining, etiquette, and the proper way to eat everything. This is a single elimination round. That means the first of you to make a mistake will be eliminated from the game. Nick, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I've always risen to the occasion my entire life, and I feel very confident I'm going to be able to do that here.
I know how quick things can be changed by what question you're asked.
Nick, when using chopsticks to help oneself to sushi from a serving platter, which ends of the chopstick should be used?
I would like to answer the question. The back end.
Nick, can you be more specific?
The ends that have not been in your mouth.
Erica, at a formal meal, how should French fries be eaten?
I would like to answer the question with a fork.
Craig, when the stalks are firm and served without a sauce, what vegetable should be eaten as finger food?
I would like to answer the question, asparagus.
Cyril, it's perfectly acceptable to eat most cocktail trimmings. What trimming should be avoided, as it's too messy to consume gracefully?
I would like to answer the question. Oranges.
Sarah, I'd like you to be more specific, please.
Orange slices.
Nick, when eating mussels served in their shells, there are 2 proper methods for consuming any remaining juice or broth. The first is with a spoon. What's the second?
I would like to answer the question with a piece of bread.
Nick, more specific.
I think that Nick is really smart, but I think that if he gets nervous and messes up one time, then that's it for him. He's not going to be able to get control back.
I'm confused by that.
I'll read the question again. When eating mussels served in their shells, there are 2 proper methods for consuming any remaining juice or broth. The first is with a spoon. What is the second?
I would like to answer the question to sop it up with a piece of bread.
Nick, I've consulted with the judges. Sop it up with a piece of bread is part of the correct answer. Now I need more information.
I would like to answer the question to sop it up with a piece of Italian bread.
Nick, I'm sorry. The answer is incorrect. Because this was an etiquette question, the important part of the answer was that the bread had to be speared on the tines of a fork. You've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation.
The second he said Italian bread, that was like the clear indication that he didn't get it right.
I was surprised that Nick couldn't grasp the second half of the answer with the bread going on the fork, because I knew that he knew that.
And then I saw he was crying on the way out, and it didn't surprise me.
You gotta be absolutely kidding me. My mind went completely blank. Part of me was screaming, "What more do you want?" I really having trouble silencing that voice inside my head that just says, "You blew it. You let yourself down. You let your family down, and you know you could have done better."
It doesn't seem like too many people are good with their memorization.
The next round tests your ability to recall under intense pressure, the memorization assignment.
Today was a bad memory day for me. I couldn't do it.
I can't imagine messing up unless I really freak out on something and draw a blank and then just spiral out of control.
And now there are just 3 of you left in the game. The next round tests your ability to recall under intense pressure, the memorization assignment. It was given to you at the beginning of the week. It's a list of selected presidents of the United States and the names and types of pets that they owned. At the end of this round, the 2 of you who do the best will advance to the final round to play for the $77,000. The player who does the worst will be eliminated. Sarah, you've been selected to go first. Erica and Craig, please follow the security officer to isolation backstage. Sarah, please exit your pod and take your place in the pool of the 7. Sarah, the assignment has 116 elements. If you get just 1 element incorrect or out of sequence, your turn will be over. You may set your own pace in this round. I do warn you that you will be timed. Any questions?
Not at all.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now.
George W. Bush, English Springer Spaniel Spotty, Scottish Terrier Barney, Cat India Cow Ophelia, Bill Clinton, Cat Sox, Labrador Retriever, Buddy, George H.W. Bush, Springer Spaniel Millie, Springer Spaniel Ranger, Ronald Reagan, Bouvier de Flandres, Lucky, King Charles Spaniel Rex, Jimmy Carter Mutt Grits, Gerald Ford, Golden Retriever Liberty, Siamese Cat Shan, Richard Nixon, Poodle Vicky, Yorkshire Terrier, Pasha, Irish Setter, King Timahoe, Lyndon B. Johnson, Mutt, Yuki, John F. Kennedy, Cat, Tom Kitten, Hamster, Billy, Parakeet, Maribel, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Weimaraner, Heidi, Franklin D. Roosevelt, English Sheepdog, Tiny, Scottish Terrier, Fala, Herbert Hoover, Fox Terrier, Big Ben, Wolfhound Patrick, Calvin Coolidge Airedale, Paul Pry, Shetland Sheepdog, Calamity Jane, Thrush Old Bill, Canary Nip, Bobcat Smokey, Warren Harding, Airedale Laddie Boy, English Bulldog Old Boy, Woodrow Wilson, Ram Old Ike, William Taft Cow, Pauline Wayne, Theodore Roosevelt, Bull Terrier Pete, Guinea Pig Father O'Grady, Cat Slippers, Rutherford Hayes, English Mastiff Duke Ulysses S. Grant, Shetland Pony Billy Button, Abraham Lincoln, Mutt Fido, James Buchanan, Newfoundland Lara, Zachary Taylor, Horse Old Whitey, John Tyler, Greyhound LeBeau, Canary Johnny Ty, George Washington, Hound Drunkard, Hound Tipsy.
116 elements.
John Tyler, Greyhound, LeBeau, Canary, Johnny Ty, George Washington, Hound, Drunkard, Hound, Tipsy.
Dwight D. Eisenhower, Weimaraner, William.
Erica, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. We're going to bring your fellow players in from isolation and take score. Sarah, I'm sorry to tell you that even though you completed 116 elements, your time of 3:02 is not good enough for first place. Sarah at 3:02, you're in second place with all 116 elements. Craig at 2:51, first place, 116 elements. Erica, with there's 51 elements, you've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation. This round is a straight race against the clock.
I'm just hoping to not get a single question wrong is basically my strategy.
It's a game show. Only one person can go home with the money.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
And now there are just two of you left in the game. One of you is about to win $77,000. The other will leave with nothing. Contained within this envelope are the questions that cover the most recent events in the world of news, entertainment, sports, and popular culture. These are the events of the past 7 days. This round is a straight race against the clock. The one of you who's able to answer 7 of these questions correctly in the fastest time will be the winner.
You do have the pressure that you're running against a clock right now. You're not just going till you hit 7. So you're a little more rigid.
Losing to somebody that I can say really could use the money, I would be fine with that. But Craig said if he won the money, he was going to buy a pony and a Cadillac.
Craig is the winner of round 5. You may elect to go first or second.
I like to go first.
Sarah, please follow the security officer to isolation until Craig has completed his round and set a time. Craig, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. Craig, you may pass at any time. Once you pass, you may not return to a question. You may elect to either give an answer or say pass, but I will not move on to the next question until I clearly hear one of those options. Miss Kelly is going to count your correct answers aloud. You'll hear her voice. The clock will stop when you reach 7.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Did you think you were going to be here?
Yeah.
Confidence is good. You ready?
I am.
Craig, your time will start now. On June 21st, 8 crew members and 3 small vessels belonging to the British Navy were seized by what country?
Iran.
1.
On June 21st, what was the name of the aircraft that became the
Spaceship
first commercial?
2.
On June 18th, Forbes magazine released its annual Celebrity 100 Power List.
Mel
With what?
3.
On June 22nd, a federal judge allowed a gender discrimination lawsuit to proceed on behalf of 1.5 million women who have worked
Walmart.
4.
On June 17th, amid rumors that his health is deteriorating, what Egyptian president postponed? On Sunday, June 20th, which South African golfer won his second U.S. Open?
Retief Goosen.
5.
On June 17th, a publicist for what punk rock legend confirmed that the guitarist had been hospitalized due to an infection related to prostate cancer?
Joey Ramone.
Wrong.
On June 18th, it was announced that 3,000 troops from what Asian country will
South
be...
Korea.
6.
On Sunday, June 20th, Bill Clinton appeared on what television program and said he had an
60
affair with...
Stop. That fast.
7 correct answers. Okay, Sarah, you understand the rules?
Yep.
Craig has recorded a time already in his round, so we're going to count down from that time to play your round. If you answer 7 questions correctly before you hear the bell, that means you've won the game. If you hear the bell before you've reached 7, then Craig's the winner. Any questions about that?
Not at all.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Sarah, your time will start now. On June 21st, 8 crew members and 3 small vessels belonging to the British Navy were seized by what country?
Iraq.
Wrong.
On June 21st, what was the name of the aircraft that became the first commercial manned vehicle sent into
Spaceship
space?
One.
On June 18th, Forbes magazine released its annual Celebrity 100 Power List.
2.
On June 22nd, a federal judge allowed a gender discrimination lawsuit to proceed on behalf of 1.5 million women who have worked for what?
3.
On June 17th, amid rumors that his health is deteriorating, what Egyptian president postponed talks? On Sunday, June 20th, which South African golfer won his 2nd U.S. Open?
Houston.
4.
On June 17th, a publicist for what punk rock legend confirmed that the guitarist had been hospitalized due to an infection related to... On June 18th, it was announced that 3,000 troops from what Asian country will be sent to
Korea.
Iraq?
South Korea.
5.
On Sunday, June 20th, Bill Clinton appeared on what television program and said he had an
2020?
affair with Monica
Wrong.
Lewinsky? Sarah? I'm sorry. Craig was faster. Craig, you're the winner.
I never once thought, if I get this money, I can buy such and such a thing. Not once did that cross my mind, which is very good because it kept me super calm in the pods and on the stage and everything.
Craig's the man. Like, I knew 3 days ago that he was the one to beat in this game.
I totally think Craig was a deserving winner because I know he knew his information really well, knew that from day one.
I think Craig played the game the only way you could, and that's to know almost everything.
He played the game better than we did. He stayed above the fray, and he struck when the opportunity presented itself.
Craig is someone who got on my nerves, yet I have to give him a lot of credit. He knows his stuff. He knew it well.
Thank you all. Thank you all for participating. Craig, you're the winner. $77,000. We're going to see you later on this summer for Game 8, where you have the chance to win an additional $777,000. Thank you for your participation.
Not only did I think that Craig would win this round, but I was thinking more in the long term that Craig's probably going to wind up going home with $777,000.
You engineered it. Thanks, man.
After you.
Craig was great.
My guy.
Wow.
Good seeing
Make you proud.
If you want to be a player on Studio 7, go to Studio 7 on the WB.com for more information.
The WB Studio 7. Catch it again Sunday. And next Thursday, a fresh Studio 7 you must see to believe. Please play.
This is taking an interesting turn.
Studio 7, next Thursday on the WB.